Hello and welcome to my roof rack build for my Hobie Tandem Island. I have a trailer for this kayak, but I don't really like driving it around very much. It basically is just something else to think about or worry about when you want to go out and go sailing. So I decided to revert back to a kind of like a roof rack build that I had done previously, where I created a little kind of platform in the back of my truck and hoisted it up there. But I wanted to do one differently, so or like more permanent, so I set out to build a new one. Here I am getting some screws, I think. Yeah, some screws. Basically, for this project, I used approximately 5 2x4s and about 4 2x6s, both all 8 feet long, and then a box full of screws and a few other things. But it was pretty basic. Here I am making a side rail, basically just screwing one of the 2x4s onto the 2x6s. And here I am cutting out some notches for the side pieces that are going to kind of support the actual headache rack that goes up towards the head of the truck there. I didn't have any plans for this. There's Puck, my cat. He's always around to help out. I didn't have any plans for this. I wasn't working off of any notes really. I kind of just had a rough idea in my head and started building with some raw materials. Everything I'm doing is with hand tools, so I basically got a jigsaw, a circular saw, and a driver. Like a miter box or some sort of angular cutting device would have been really helpful for this job. I just didn't have one, so I used what I had. So this second day, I think the headache rack is built. You can see the 2 rails are also built. They just slide right in over the top of the truck rails. And then I needed to build the extensions in the back to hold up the back of the roof rack. And you'll get a better idea of what that looks like later on in the video. So yeah, I used all Ryobi hand tools. This is not a commercial for Ryobi, but I've been really happy with them, mainly because they're super cheap. So I was able to get a decent set, and I use the batteries for all kinds of things, but the hand tools are great. So here I am, just kind of like, basically nothing's screwed down. Everything is kind of just in there resting or getting measured up. And I'm gonna put the side support struts, I don't know what you'd call them, cutting the little angle, or cutting the little rail so that the bracket will fit down in there. But the idea here was to basically like build everything in pieces, you know, measure it up, hold it in place with 1 or 2 screws, and then disassemble everything, and then basically set it up again to finish it. So here I am sanding like crazy. It's a lot of sanding. Basically I'm using the Ryobi small diamond head sander here, and it is a great little sander, but probably a little too small for this job. It took forever to sand all this crap. Here I am reinforcing some of my previous joints. Yeah, again, just kind of prepping parts, and here I'm going to lay out, dust them all off first and then lay them out. very dusty. I just used basically a, wood stain that I got from the hardware store. Really simple. I'm not sure how well this roof rack will handle the elements for multiple seasons. So far, so good. I'm making this recording about 2 months after I've, had it on the truck and been using it for a while, and it's still holding up really well. But there are a lot more things that you could do to it to make it last longer. But I kind of like that unfinished wood look. It's not too polished. It looks like what it is. All right, so with all the parts that have been sanded and then finished, I'm basically now going in and screwing everything together. I had to trim off some of the ends there so the gate of the truck would close. Here we are the next day, and I gotta make the little bar that goes across the back. And that's going to hold up the back of the kayak. It's important that you can remove that so that you can slide the kayak up at an angle, and you'll see that in a minute too. So the one of the last steps was to create this little kind of a roof hood, like, I don't know what you'd call that, but basically a rack that goes and just kind of is rested on the roof of the truck. And originally I went with these kind of wooden triangles that I screwed onto the bottom of that board that went into the gutter of the roof of the truck, but I had to change that in the end. All right, here you can see the rail system that I built in place, and I'm gonna actually put the kayak on the rack system for the first time. You can also see how you remove the back bar there, and then you can actually lower the rail system at an angle, and it's easy enough to slide up. I can slide the whole 16-foot long kayak up on my own without too much trouble, and there I am jumping up and down on it. It's pretty strong. The next step was to basically test it out and see how it did, and figure out different ways of tying it down, essentially. So here I'm running into town and back again. You'll notice that it did slide quite a bit. So basically what I ended up doing was creating a channel for the rail system to kind of like line up in between so it can't slip from left to right. So here I am doing that. And I used these little kind of screws that had rubber feet on it that I could lower and raise so that it would fit just right into the rail system of the truck, so it doesn't wiggle around. The little wooden triangles squeaked like crazy and just weren't going to work. So here I am loading the kayak up again, testing up the new side-to-side action. And then it was a matter of taking it out and giving it a test run for real. All right, so once the problem of the kayak sliding from left to right was fixed and I had figured out how to tie the thing down, it was time to test it out. So I drove down to Tamales Bay, which is about 45 miles on a very windy road. So this is a little, I guess you call it private launch on Tamales Bay. You don't have to pay anything. You just drive right into the water just like this. And first thing I do is unload the pontoons and the sail and all the other stuff that you need to make this thing work. Raise up the tiller. Otherwise it's going to drag in the ground when you get it into the water. Remove all my straps, change my shoes into like wet booty things. Remove that bar and slide it right out the back. And that's it. That's the whole idea, is that it should be super easy to get it in and out of the water. So here's a little footage of me actually putting the Tandem Island together, and I think I had a great sail. I didn't go very far. So when I go down to Tamales Bay on this little thing, one of my favorite places to go is directly across to these little private beaches like this one, where you can get out of the kayak and pretty much hang out all day and not see a single person. And it's not very far to sail either, so if anything goes horribly wrong, you don't have too far to go. A quick sail back, and then this is a shot of me actually loading the kayak. So there again, it's a little bit more difficult when the truck is pointing or reversing downhill like that. You have to push up against the hill as well, but still I could do it on my own. The side rails make a really good place to actually get up and stand on too. So all in all, I'm really happy with this project. Here's some footage of me driving home. You can see underneath the rail system and the crossbar on the back there that holds it up. And that's it. It's basically just strapped down into the back of the truck with these tie-down straps, and it is completely removable. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video of me building my roof rack for my Hobie Tandem Island. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more, or leave a comment. That'd be cool. Tell me what you'd like to see more of. And again, thanks for watching my video.